Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah, just like that. Drop all those frames. That's great. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah. Just hemorrhage them out. Ah. Oh, just bleed. Yes, very good. Very good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hopefully that'll be a bit more stable. Just a wee bit more stable. Nope. Well, that's okay. It's fine if it's not stable, right? Right. Yeah, absolutely. Who needs stability after all, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Just give me another 30 seconds or so, and we'll get right into this. He says that we'll get right into it, even though the loading times on the Nintendo Switch are just terrible. So we will not be getting right into it. Yeah. Probably not. Okay, okay. Hey there. Hi there. Hyde here. And I'm just gonna set this up for myself here very quickly. There we go. Today we're doing the ill-conceived idea of playing a bullet hell roguelike while I try and talk and entertain on stream, right? In a lot of ways, this reminds me of my earliest days as a streamer, right? Uh, my first stream was Backpack Hero, yeah, which was another roguelike. Now, the thing with Backpack Hero is it's not a bullet hell, right? It's turn-based, so I would have time to do whatever I wanted. I could arrange my backpack as necessary, and nothing could hurt me. In this game, however, I'm going to be taking a lot of damage. Now, I know this game came out in 2016. Yes, believe that or not. April of 2016. Oh wow, that seems like so long ago, doesn't it? Like, can you believe that this game came out that long ago? I can't. I thought it came out in like 2020. No. No. I'm old. And that's fine, right? Sometimes you get a little bit old. Ouch. Dodge roll. I'm not... Yeah, I'm not very good at bullet hells. I'm not very good at dodge rolls. I've never actually finished this game. And I've never actually finished any game with dodge rolls, to be honest. Like, Dark Souls? I've barely played any Dark Souls in my life. It's kind of sad. One time, maybe 2 times, if you include Demon Souls, of course. And yes, I'm using aim assist. We are playing this on the Nintendo Switch. You'd have to be crazy not to use aim assist, right? I'm not turning it off. I hate these things. Yeah, I always get hit by those. I don't know which ones actually throw their mace and which ones just destroy my internet. This one seems to be one that just destroys my internet connection. Like any good ISP, right? Yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So my first stream ever as Edward Hyde was Backpack Hero. Another roguelike. I do like roguelikes, I've just never played this one. So until this year, literally this month, I bought it on sale. I've never played it, right? I've played maybe a tiny little bit. Nothing significant, nothing on my... Ouch. Nothing on my end. I didn't own it. Much like Dark Souls, right? I didn't own it. Ouch. Ouch. I will tell you that my average run times are about 8 minutes. So we're probably going to be playing this, I don't know, between 5 and 10 times. Yeah. That's going to be great. Although, when I'm streaming like this, I'm finding it a lot more difficult to talk, right? That was not the way I pushed that. That's also not the way I pushed that. It's the Switch. And I am playing not emulated, with a capture card. So there is a teeny little bit of delay, right? Just a teeny little bit of delay. Also, don't jump over the edge. The Switch version of this game is notoriously stuttery, I should say. Okay, Winchester. We're gonna check for our secret rooms. I've noticed in this game that the way to win is to get very lucky with secret rooms. Skill? Completely unnecessary, completely optional. What you want to do is get your secret rooms. And if you do not get a secret room, you are screwed. Ooh, should not have crossed like that. This is one of those games that's gonna get your blood pumping, especially with how I play it, which is not well, right? That's the way to do it. Playing it not well. That's the only way that you can get people interested, right? I'm such a low energy streamer that I don't play games like this too often. Well, I do. I do play games like this. This is the only game I've been playing as of late. Off stream, of course. I know that's probably bad. If you're a streamer, if you're making content, you should really try to... Ooh, there's one of those stutters. That was not my internet. The Nintendo Switch version of this game is just a port that has a little bit of stuttering when there's a lot of stuff going on screen. I don't know. Yeah. Ooh. Yep. Yep. I don't know. I like it. It's still fun to play it. Portable. I don't know if I would have bought it had I known that there were so many stutters. But at the same time, I can't really be upset by my purchase. I'm happy with it. Yeah. I really enjoy the game. It's my first time, again, actually owning the game, even though it came out in 2016 and I love roguelikes. I'll tell you another one. I haven't played any of the new Bindings of... Yeah, Bindings of Isaac. That's how you would pluralize Binding of Isaac, right? It wouldn't be Binding of Isaacs, it would be Binding of Isaacs. No. Bindings of Isaac. Something like that? I don't know. I really don't. This is probably going to be a shorter stream. I'm very tired. I have been working on my computer pretty much non-stop. So last night, I took it all apart. And I was doing everything exactly how my manual told me to do it. Even though my manual is probably older than this game. Ooh, this is not good. We're gonna... What are these bullets? We got these chunky bullets. Yeah, that's what I figured would happen. Usually I can do pretty well on the Gatling gun. Not today. Not while talking. I'm very bad at multitasking, I realize. But there you go, about 6 minutes, 22 seconds. Almost 8 minutes. If I can take that as a sign of things to come, we're gonna have problems. I don't know how many times I'm gonna be playing Gungeon as a stream game. I know, a lot of people want to interact with me. They want to talk with me. They just want to chat. They want to hear my voice, if anything. And me playing Gungeon, it's probably not going to happen too much, right? Games like this require too many brain cells that I do not have. And yeah, that's exactly what happens. Like, I swear, I rarely get hit on the first chamber when I play this off stream. But when I play it on stream like this, I feel... I feel my brain being pulled apart, which is not great. I did dodge, it was just too late. I'm gonna blame that on the delay, right? The capture delay? Because believe it or not, there is one of those. It isn't that bad, right? I've timed it at fractions of a second. Couple milliseconds. Which is enough to mess with you. What do we have here? Lament configuration? Yeah, lament configurum. This is gonna be tough. I really shouldn't do this. I really shouldn't do this. Lament configurum, if you do not know, and I don't know what most of these things do either. I've been looking them up every time I come across them. It allows you to summon enemies in a room. Isn't that great? Like, why would you want to do that? Because after a number of times of summoning enemies, you get a rare item. And it is guaranteed to be a rare item. It isn't just any item. Ouch. It is A or S tier. And that means a lot of good things. Ouch. This is a jammed Globulon, which, yeah, in a tiny narrow space, first floor, almost a guaranteed kill on me. I'm only going to be playing the Marine, the Space Marine here. If you don't know the characters, there are, I think, 4 off the bat. One of them is co-op, maybe. So there's the Marine, there's the Pilot, and the Convict, and the Hunter. This one was added later. I don't know what this is, the Cultist. I've never actually seen the Cultist played. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna stick to the Marine. The Marine is like vanilla, right? The Marine has starting armor, an ammo drop active item for any of your extra guns you get in the Gungeon. And the best part of Marine isn't even specified, right? They have the best aim. So I can just aim and keep firing, ouch, and hurt myself. And nothing can do anything about that. If you aim in one direction, there's a little bit of spread, you see? I'm not moving the control stick. I'm just aiming in the same spot the bullets are moving. Which is strange. You can actually curve bullets in this game. Very strange indeed. But real. And the Marine has the least spread. So the Marine's aim is the best, is another way of saying that. They also have a very decent starting, ouch, sidearm, right? So the sidearm isn't very strong, ouch, but it's better than the Pilot's sidearm, whatever that's called. Their pistol. Technically, I'm not quite sure what a Space Marine would have. It makes sense that it would be higher ammo. But it also makes sense it would be more accurate, being a Space Marine versus a Space Pilot. I assume he's a Space Pilot, right? I always got the vibes that the pilot is supposed to be like, oh, what's his name? Harrison Ford's character in Star Wars, Han Solo. Ouch. You cannot dodge through enemies. Good to know. But you can smash the globulins. Yeah. I don't know. We're probably not going to be doing this too much. This is mostly because I really do not feel like doing a fishing game right now. Yeah. I will be losing a lot, however. Do mind that. I am not very good at the game. I never professed to be. Ah, there we go. I never professed to be. In the title, I want to be very clear, it says Gungeon Newb. Not Gungeon Pro. If you want someone who can talk over a roguelike like Enter the Gungeon, watch Northern Lion. If you want to see someone die a lot, well, by all means, watch me. That's exactly what we'll be doing here. We're going to be dying a lot. Yes, just like my internet connection. We're going to be... let's see if I can fix that in between the loading screens here. I will say the loading screens are quite terrible. They're absolutely... Yeah, there we go. That might be better. The loading times on the Switch are not great. Like, the PC version is definitely better. I would highly recommend that if your PC can handle it, play the PC version of the Nintendo Switch version, and just skip the Nintendo Switch version entirely. Yeah. I know the portability is nice. The Steam Deck seems like it would probably offer you a better portability kind of thing. So only get this if it's on sale, and you don't mind a little bit of staggering, a little bit of stuttering. It's not really worth it, in my opinion. Which is sad. Ouch. Just dodged right into him. I have to say, it is throwing me off. I usually play it handheld, because I do have it on the Switch. I usually play it in handheld mode, and it's probably not great having the screen so big. If I made it smaller, I'd be able to see more, right? That's how it works in my brain. If I make the screen smaller, maybe I'd be able to see things more clearly. I don't know. Like, you would have more field of view, maybe? That always reminds me of, back in my TF2 days, I would set the FPS like 110, because I thought that would make me a better player. It didn't. It just made me sick. It gave me the field of vision of like a fish, which is very interesting, right? I've done a lot of fishing in my life, but I've never really been a fish in my life. Well, that's not true. Did you know that humans, as all all vertebrates do, belong to the clade of fish? So a clade in cladistic taxonomy would be any animal and all of its descendants and ancestors, that kind of thing. So it sidesteps all matters of morphology and just says anything related is a clade. And you can make a clade as big or as small as you want. So your clade could be vertebrates, it could be fish, which are a specific kind of vertebrate. It could be anything like that, so long as it includes all of its descendants and ancestors, right? And usually we're talking about descendants first and ancestors second. Especially in modern terms, right? We don't really talk about our future ancestors, but technically our future ancestors would be part of our clade, right? Yeah. So that makes sense. We just don't talk about it like that because we don't know the future. I don't know the future. If you know the future, by all means, tell me what the future holds. I know a lot of people are worried about alien invasions, and that's not my bag, you know. I've never really cared about alien invasions. If the aliens invade, there's nothing I can do about that. And they will. They absolutely will. They're probably going to fry our electronics with EMPs. That's what I would do, right? If I were an alien invading this planet, I would fry all electronics with EMPs. There we go. What do we get? Just a bit of armor. Okay. You're not gonna believe me. When you talk about stuff like this, it makes me worried. I'm about to enter it. Yeah, well... You wanna know something? I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure you already exist in a sci-fi novel. And it's already pretty perilous, whether you believe it or not. So whether I talk about it or not is completely irrelevant to the fact that you already live in a science fiction novel. Now, I will say the graphics are pretty nice. Being a visual novel, you get a mixed bag on graphics, right? You never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes you get lovingly hand-drawn scenes. Other times you get AI-generated garbage. Mods, he's... I am the mod. You have to complain Google? Because they own YouTube now, right? Yeah. So, I am the power here. I am the Senate. There's nothing you can do about it. What is this? Ration. Calories, mate. We'll take that right now because we're gonna die. Where's my boss? There it is. So yeah, you're already living in a science fiction novel. And it's very strange. I wouldn't have called it either. But if you look at things, recent times there have been a lot of... Oop, oop, oop. Get off of me. There have been a lot of... Yes, talking while fighting a boss is probably a bad idea. There have been a lot of UFO sightings, or unidentifiable aerial phenomena, UAPs I guess they are now. I don't like that we've changed the name of UFOs. I like UFO. UFO is a good title for it. They are unidentified flying objects. Unless they're the aquatic version, right? But there have been a lot of those sighted, right? Yeah. Ever since Russia tested that bomb that they tested. Has absolutely nothing to do with anything, does it? Yeah, probably not. Look at that. First boss cleared. We did not perfect it, but that's okay. You don't have to perfect everything, do you? Last time I remember feeling that sensation was seeing Huel? Soylent competitor. I don't remember seeing that product. I remember Soylent coming out and I was thinking, does it actually contain people? If it actually contained people, we might be talking, you know? Like, have you never been curious about what a person tastes like? Just a bit of long pork, you know? I hear you have to skin them. Otherwise, it's very bitter. Like, human skin is very bitter. Wouldn't be good for, like, frying. Sign up to be a Soylent donor. But what do you mean by Soylent donor? I don't... Ouch. I don't think you donate for Soylent. I think you just end up, turned into Soylent. Right? Actually, thinking about it, the original story didn't actually contain anything about eating humans, I don't think. Well, maybe it did. Maybe it did. I have to look into it. I know there's a discrepancy between the movie and the original story, right? Yeah. There's a discrepancy between the movie and the original story in how the Soylent starts getting people in it. Like, Soylent Green was originally made of plant-based proteins, but people didn't like it, so they started adding people. But in the movie, I think they just start with it being people. It makes sense, though. Soylent Green was made from things like green lentils and peas in the story. And, oh, ouch. You gotta dodge into them. Yeah. So, it was green because of the lentils and the peas. Makes a lot more sense than just... What is this second floor? It is just like one of the hardest second floors I've ever had. There were other kinds of Soylents too, by the way. Like, I don't know if they went over too well in a lot of the stories, but there were things like Soylent Red, which was different. I think it was supposed to be crustacean-based, right? And we're actually getting to that point. If you look at food prices nowadays, we are at the point where we're gonna have to start thinking about alternative food sources. Pea protein? Yeah, I wouldn't endorse it either. Peas are gross, right? Like, snow peas are good, but just peas are gross. Yeah, okay, great. We are getting to that point, though. Like, if you look at food prices nowadays all over the world, there are some places where, if you're lucky, the environment's good, and you can grow crops year-round, and you can also grow, I guess you could raise animals, livestock year-round, because you can grow crops year-round. But in some places where you have more seasons, less, less viable climates, as it were, further away from the equator, you kind of have to start looking at things as either larger supply chains, which are much more likely to break down. We've seen that happen before, right? If a supply chain breaks down for, say, a month or two, it can have lasting repercussions for years and years. And I still don't think we've seen the end of it. It's very unfortunate that we're seeing it now. Like, I didn't have anything to do with this. I'm just telling you how it is, right? We're living in a dystopic sci-fi novel, and as much as I wish we weren't, it is what it is, right? So you can either embrace it, or you can accept that you can fight against it, right? But however much you fight against it, it still won't be enough. The fate's sealed, right? Like, I'm not a big fan of fate, but if the shoe fits, the shoe fits. What else? Ouch. So, I've been working on my computer again, right? Interrelation between crops and their byproducts? Oh yeah! Financial relationships too. Big agribusiness is a big thing, isn't it? It goes very deep. I know there are some interesting things coming out of China. Like, China is one of the best places right now for vertical farming techniques. Proton backpack. I love the Ghostbusters. I don't think vertical farming techniques are the end-all be-all that we hope they are, you know? It'd be interesting if we could get more people into agriculture in tighter spaces, right? The problem with that is you're still having the same problems that any kind of big agribusiness would have as well. And I love saying agribusiness because I feel like I'm in the movie Aladdin, like the Disney movie Aladdin, and I'm saying agriball, but it's agribusiness. Yeah. I just don't see it. I don't see it saving us. We're still reliant on chemical fertilizers, and a lot of those were produced in Russia prior to modern events. A lot of chemicals were produced in Russia, and we shipped them in from Russia. So it's been very interesting seeing how that's played out over the last year or two. Right? The fact that we can no longer get chemical fertilizers like we used to. It's nothing new, right? In the early days of the Industrial Revolution, they needed sources of, I think it was potassium, right? So NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Those are the big three for agriculture and growing things. And in the early days of the Industrial Revolution, when we started growing things more, and we needed more out of our soil, we started getting potassium from the strangest of places. We would start basically grave robbing. We would go to Egypt and steal their mummies, which are a fantastic source of potassium. And also cultural history. Ouch, I'm stuck in a wall. So, if you ever need a source of potassium for your garden or your fields, you could just get an Egyptian mummy. Ooh, very ouch. I thought we were going to be good there. We were not. It makes sense, though. The human body is full of all kinds of nutrients, and you can definitely grow something out of it. I remember the movie Waterworld, which a lot of people don't like, but I think it's a great Kevin Costner film, right? Waterworld is not the reality we lived in, but it is an interesting one, all the same. I do think that there is a world where we could have ended up in a flooded Earth, and we could have started growing gills like Kevin Costner. I think we're in that world kind of right now, in fact, right? Like, humans might be a semi-aquatic species. Donate half my body to soil and the other half to the modified potassium reserves. You don't have to. I'm here to tell you the great news. After that, we learned that there were some fantastic deposits of rocks that can contain a lot of potassium, right? These rocks happen to be towards the Devonian era. Ouch. They tend to be very sparkly. And what they are is a fossilized mass of fish scales, because fish scales are very high in potassium. It's great, right? So now most of our natural fertilizers for potassium come from fish scales, fossilized fish scales and rock deposits that have been aggregated over a long period of time. Eventually we will run out of those, yes, but for now we're probably doing fine. I don't know what the poison vial does, and it looks like we've already checked all of our things, so we're just gonna go with key, heart, and maybe that blank there. Can we afford the blank? No. Nope. Well, we're just gonna try. That's neat. It is very neat. Like, a lot of people don't realize this, but fossils are actually a great source of a... Ouch. Great source of a lot of materials, right? And if you think about it from another perspective, mummies are essentially a very short-term kind of fossil, right? They're not true fossils in the sense that they haven't been replaced or anything, but they are aggregates of highly condensed nutrients, which is great. I do like nutrients. And that's pretty much the name of the game, right? Nutrients. Very good. We also found great deposits of sulfur in volcanic regions, which was another big one. It's not one of the 3 big ones. What is a blooper? Just bloops? Games like Isaac, where you only kind of know what items do and you pick them up. Yeah. I have no idea what most of these guns do. I am, again, very new at this game. I just picked it up this month. I have seen other people play it. What is this? Who are you? Why are you here? Why are you hiding back here, behind the boss? What are you doing back here? Table Tech Blanks? Table Tech Blanks is fantastic. I wish I could afford it. The Huntsman's pretty good, too. I only vaguely know what some of these items do. I've played maybe a couple hours of this game, and I've unlocked a few things. Believe it or not, I've gotten to pretty deep in this game on the pure basis of luck. Like, I don't have skill. I don't know if you can tell. I'm not very good at bullet hells, and I've never professed to be. Like, I was always a Nintendo kid, and the closest to bullet hell I got as a Nintendo kid was playing Yoshi's Island and trying not to touch Fuzzy and not get dizzy. That's a reference no one's going to get, right? Probably. But Yoshi's Island is the one with Baby Mario. Ouch, ouch. Get out of here. And there's one level in it where there is like this drug-induced getting dizzy section. Where if you touch this fuzzy creature, you get dizzy, and your screen starts going crazy. Played a bit of this game. Yeah, it is a bit... It is a bit confusing, right? Like, every roguelike has a bit of a... has a bit of that to it. Where you're not quite sure what's going on, especially at first. Talking about secret rooms and curved guns, curving bullets, that kind of thing. I didn't get it either. Ouch. I will tell you, it's a lot of fun when you're playing it, but at the same time, it's very difficult for me to talk while playing it. There's a specific kind of flow state, right? Where if you're good enough, which I'm not... Oh wow, I'm gonna die here. If you're good enough, your mind can take over, and your body can dodge on reflexes. I'm not there. I cannot do without doing. I'm not... Ouch! I'm not a Chinese sage, right? Yeah. So I kind of have to do while doing. and mimic the sages until I become a sage. One day. Hi, Diana. Good to see you. Can't hear you. Oh, that's fine. If you have things to do, absolutely take care of yourself first and foremost. Like, I always say that. Why did I push that? Why did I push that way? I don't know. Yeah, if there is something you need to do, always do that over spending time here. Like, I will always welcome whoever wants to spend time here. That's the whole point of the streams, right? Ouch. Anyone who wants to spend time with me, you can spend time. If you don't want that, if you have visitors, maybe you do have visitors and you don't want the visitors, like, if that's the case, I'm sorry. I'm going to be dying a lot, though. Yoshi's Island is an incredible game. Ooh, sprite scaling based games. Ooh. I don't know. I like a lot of them, you know? Yes. I hope she has fun with her guests, too. I don't know. Again, being a fan of indie games and a lot of Nintendo games, especially the NES, I just don't know. I feel like a lot of them are pretty good. You know, maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm an old man and I have old man taste. Yes, I do. I have very old man taste, right? And that's fine, you know? Uh, I I know a lot of people who can't stand 3D games, right? Very grid-aligned. Very good. Very square like that. Yes, very good. We got a geometry pun here. Very good. Well, technically, matrices wouldn't be geometry, would they? Or are they? I can't remember. I was never very good at math. I was always more verbal reasoning kind of person. I don't know if that sounds right to you, but it is, as far as all the testing says. Of course, all my testing also says that I do not have any permanent brain damage. I don't believe that either. You never know when permanent brain damage might creep into your life, right? It's kind of scary, isn't it? Right? Like, I've been watching a lot of Roanoke Gaming. Talking about parasites and... Oh, there are two special things here. Do we go for the key? I think we go for the... Nope. We got the key. We got the key. We got him. I've been watching a lot of Roanoke Gaming, right? And, basically every episode is formulaic. And there's something comforting about content like that, where it's just formula after formula. And, I don't know. You know what to expect. You know what's gonna happen. And you can just put it on in the background while you work. Some content is not like that. Some content... Ooh, shrine. Offering. I don't have anything to offer you. I don't know why. Probably a gun. You probably want a gun. Yeah, some content is very... You have to pay attention to it. Ouch. People talk over things, and you need to see what's going on, right? Love the sprite art, but when they squash and stretch and rotate... Yeah, it can look a bit strange. I will give you that. Genesis games. Oh, Genesis games. You know, when I was young, we had a Sega Genesis. It was the only non-Nintendo console that I played regularly. And I really like this one game called Cool Spot. Cool Spot is basically a 7-Up propaganda game. Like, it's a platformer with the 7-Up spot. 7-Up being a soda, if you're not aware. Blunderbuss. I hate charge guns in this game. We're not even gonna use that. Yeah, I never played Gunstar Heroes, so I can't tell you too much about that. But I can't say some of the sprite work gets a bit weird looking. I will agree. But at the same time, like, they had limitations, right? Ouch. They had a lot of limitations for their hardware. Can you believe that nowadays we're running around with more advanced technology in our pockets most day than you could buy at a high-end, like, hobby store for your kids Christmas Eve in the 80s? I don't know. That seems strange to me. Like, the NES was called the Famicom, right? The family computer. And it made a lot of sense to call it a family computer back in the day. It wasn't a game console because there weren't really game consoles. They were just family computers. And nowadays, like, we look at a console and we're like, it's not a computer, that's a game console, right? I don't see the difference, right? Technology is technology. But they were very limited back in the day, yeah. So I can understand why some of the sprite work would get squashed while they're working within the boundaries. And yes, they could have absolutely done other techniques, ouch, to not squash them like that. That was a choice, right? In life, we're presented with a lot of choices. Like every day, we have a different choice. Hazmat suit. Safety protocol. If I remember correctly, this prevents us from catching fire. What is this? Is this a secret room? Did we accidentally open the secret room? I think we did. We did. What's in here? AK-47! Oh. So the AK-47 I have not seen in this game yet. I'm hoping it's good. I've had the Vertebrae AK-47 like a number of times. Oh, I hate the Bullet King. I really hate the Bullet King. Old consoles, gaming computers make cross-stitch patterns? Oh yeah. They were actually, ouch, meant to be for the family. They weren't just meant for games, they were meant for a lot of different things. It's kind of ironic, right? Like, we've seen a reversal of that in recent times. The family computers that were supposed to be, basically for finances and video games, things like the NES, have now been replaced by PC Master Race. So, PC gaming is on the rise. Consoles are pretty much dead. So they say. I don't actually believe that, you know? I don't think console gaming is dead. I think PC gaming has definitely got, well, the leg up. The only thing they don't really have is the in-house, IPs. And I don't really think console gaming is going to be dead until you get things like Zelda on the PC. Right? Yeah. I think Zelda on the PC would be a lot of fun. And I don't mean like emulators. Ouch. Ran right into it. I mean like actual Zelda games for the PC. That reminds me, I once saw a Majora's Mask running in the Unity engine, I think it was. And it looked absolutely amazing. One day, we will get remasters for Majora's Mask. Or even remakes, entire remakes, right? Like, a lot of people say that Twilight Princess was supposed to be like a remake. Yes. For Majora's Mask. Or at least some kind of spiritual successor. Good game? I'm glad you agree, Pafu. It's a very good game, I'm just not very good at it. Think casual PC games made for sharing... Yeah. PopCap. Ooh. You know... I've always been a fan of indie games. And I've always been a fan of games that are made with love. And sometimes the bigger corporations out there, they don't really do it. And when the indies go big, like Devolver here, Devolver being the ones who made Gungeon, Devolver kind of, I think they got lost in the sauce a little with Exit the Gungeon. Do I play Binding of Isaac? I have not played any of the new Bindings of Isaac. I was talking about that earlier. How to pluralize Binding of Isaac. Because now there are like 3 different bindings of Isaac, right? I do feel like, I feel like they're good games, right? Like, Isaac is getting that new co-op thing with, what is it, Repentance Plus or something? It just feels like, I don't know, make an Isaac 2 already. Make an Isaac 2, and quit putting out DLCs and mods as updates. But I've never played them. I just feel it's like Skyrim, you know? Like, I feel like I'm getting scammed every time I see it. Right? Like, maybe I'm wrong. I do feel like they put a lot of work into every update. But with Repentance, Afterbirth, what was the other one? Stillbirth? Whatever. I don't know. C-section? Isaac C-section? I don't know. Yeah. PopCap. I really don't know. I think there are a lot of opportunities in gaming still. Like, a lot of people want to gamify things like healthcare and, I don't know, time management. I don't see... I don't see too much of an opportunity there. I would not gamify time management. That seems like a great way to waste my time. But, more people do it than not. Isaac shouldn't be a forever game. I liked Bumbo. When Bumbo came out, I thought, you know what? They're doing something new with the IP. I can respect that. I don't really like card-based roguelikes, but if you're gonna do Bumbo, yeah, why not, right? Buy my game situation. DLC works well. Not really a game... Well... I think Isaac is going to be eternal, right? People love Isaac. Isaac was one of the first great roguelikes, and Isaac still to this day has some of the best item synergies in any roguelike, right? So Gungeon here has synergies, but they're not really that common, and the synergies that do exist aren't that great, comparatively. You don't get to see wacky bullet effects, ouch, all over the place, right? You sometimes get a gun that makes a gun better. Sometimes you'll get a gun that makes a gun shoot a different bullet. That's about it. But Isaac, you can have entirely different play styles based on the items you pick up, which is a fantastic and fun, engaging experience every single time. Gungeon, you have to pray to the gun gods. You end up with something that's actually okay. And I haven't played too much Gungeon. Again, I'm very much a noob. So please do not take my word as gospel. And I haven't even played too much Isaac. Like, especially not the non-Flash versions of Isaac, right? That's the last time I played Isaac. All of these games came out when I was very busy in my life, and I couldn't play games. Well, I could have played games, but like a square, I decided not to play games. Oh, you should focus on other things. No. Isaac is the best modded? Oh yeah. Like, a lot of the... Okay. To be fair, like, a lot of the updates that we're talking about, things like Repentance and Afterbirth, a lot of them started out as mods, right? Or they started out as compilations, people trying to make something more out of Isaac. And that's great. Like, I love to see the creativity. Like any good indie developer, Hunt Complete, very good. Like any good indie developer, I love to see it. What is this? Do you have a ticket? No ticket. Okay, Lunchbox. Hades 2 is sort of a mechanical response? Oh, I see. I haven't played Hades either. Like, I really should. I haven't played Hades 2, obviously. But I've not played either of them. I was recommended Dead Cells a number of times. Not just by, you know, the usual suspects. Ouch. But by a lot of people. In a lot of communities. And I don't know. Like, I'm not very good as a gamer. So any kind of game that requires skill, not really for me, you know? I'm not much of a skill-based gamer. I can kind of fake it. I used to be okay at TF2. So long as you kept me on the right maps, I was okay with TF2. To the point where, maybe maybe if you only played 2 Fort, I could be competitive, you know? But, yeah, mostly I'm just baby games, right? That's all I can do, baby games, Nintendo, and, I'm okay with being in my little niche, right? Right, right. What can we do different? Um, uh, as far as I've played, the closest to that I can think of is Rogue Legacy 2, right? Like, Rogue Legacy had a lot of cool mechanics, and there was a progression system that was built into it. The inheritance system for your heroes, whoever you picked. And Rogue Legacy 2 did a lot more with it. And I really like Rogue Legacy 2. I was playing a lot of that before I picked up Gungeon. And Rogue Legacy 2 is a bit of a grind compared to Gungeon, right? Gungeon starts out with the same difficulty that any Gungeon run's gonna have, whereas Rogue Legacy 2, like, it really depends on who your starting person is, what your difficulty's going to be. And, you can go pretty much the whole way in Rogue Legacy 2, yeah? Dead Cells when you got it, yeah? Sold your coffee. You sold your coffee? That's pretty drastic, you know? Like, I've heard of, addicts getting rid of their entire liquor closets, you know? Difficulty spikes are crazy. Definitely not a Hyde game, no. Rogue Legacy 2 has some fantastic bosses, and it has some fantastic mechanics. I really love the game. I do have to admit that I do not like, some of the weird traits you can inherit, right? Some of the heritability is just not fun to play. Like, there are some fun ones, like the clown one. The clown one's great, because you can, dodge roll off of the environment. You can pretty much just keep, or not dodge roll, I'm thinking too much Gungeon. You can, what was spin kick? You can spin kick off the environment, and you can get all over the place. I hate the Bullet King. I really hate the Bullet King. Yep, we're not getting the perfect. I do occasionally get master rounds, just never on the Bullet King. I have to be very clear about that. If I ever get a master round, it's usually on the Gatling Gall or the Bullet Twins. Ouch. And usually, the Gatling Gall has to be the one with, like... Ouch. I should use my blanks. I have 3 of them, right? Yeah. I don't think this is going to be a good run. I think we're going to lose here. Whatever this gun is, I don't feel confident in it. Which is usually what you want, right? You want to be confident in your gun. If you're not confident in it, you're gonna die. I don't think this is like any other roguelike out there, to be fair. Ouch. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how I feel about Rogue Legacy's money grind, right? Like, building the castle is one thing, grinding for money is another thing. The pacifist runs, no matter how much money you get, are always the same. Like, you teleport to whatever areas don't have enemies in them, and whichever ones you've unlocked. And then from there you break everything, and maybe you get a couple grand. But it's always the same thing. It's never really worth it to play as a pacifist. It's not fun. I don't like it. I do like the rest of the runs, though. Like, having them all have different classes, and having the classes each have a unique ability, and yet having a standardized format of attack. Like, every button is attack for every class. I don't remember which button it is. It might be X. I rolled into that, right? You saw it. But yeah, every one of those, I like that. I like that you have variability and yet all of the fundamentals stay the same. You can still dash. Every dash is the same dash. There's nothing strange about it. In a lot of ways, Gungeon's kind of different. Like, the starting classes in Gungeon... Ouch. The starting classes in Dungeon are all kind of different. They're... I don't want to say that one's better than the other, but I will say that some are easier for noobs like me than the others, right? You would think the pilot would be a great one because they have the lockpick. That's not true at all. The pilot is actually one of the tougher ones for me to play. Yeah, okay. Yeah, diminishing returns. It's absolutely true. Oh yeah. Core mechanics and stuff. Way more interesting. I hear that a lot, right? Like Dead Cells and Hades. I hear that you start out with pretty much everything. Or at least one of those. I can't remember which. You start out with everything. With Rogue Legacy, you have to unlock a lot of it. Like your double jumps and your air dashes and whatever else. You gotta unlock those. I kinda like that, though. I kinda like that. It's kind of a Metroidvania kind of thing. Like, I played a lot of, I wanted the DS. No, it was the Game Boy Advance. Castlevanias. The one with Soma Cruz. Aria of Sorrow, maybe, or Portrait of Ruin, or one of those two. Different classes spell. Yeah. Yeah, I do like the variability. That's about all I can say about Rogue Legacy 2. I love the variability. And I love that it's actually... like, it feels linear, right? It's not an open world. It isn't procedurally generated in the sense that you're gonna get a completely different dungeon. It feels linear in the sense that you can go to each section of the castle whenever you want, and you can go there at any point so long as you've unlocked it through the relevant means. There's mechanics for that, and you never feel like you're going into the wrong area so long as you remember where you are. Demanding enough, unlocking the movement gradually. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. It is linear in the sense that there is a system for progressing, right? Like, you have to go from here to there, and you can't exactly do it open world style. Like, even if you could, which I don't know if you can or not, I know there are different runes, right? Some runes give you an extra air dash, some runes give you an extra jump. I don't know if those actually unlock before you unlock those relevant movement skills in Rogue Legacy 2. So maybe you can't actually do that. You can't and get the extra jumps in order to get to places like the study, right? So you need the double jump or the air dash in order to get to the study. It is very... I don't know. I feel like it's okay, right? I feel like that kind of gated content, or that, not gated content, gated movement, gated progression, was the standard for a lot of games, right? Like, that's just how Zelda's always played before the last two. Technically last three, right? Are we considering Echoes of Wisdom a Zelda game? Like, technically it's the second Zelda game. The second game starring Zelda. After, what was it? Faces of Evil? Or what was it? Wands of Gamelon? I can never remember. One of the CDI games starred Zelda, right? Yeah. Another thing. Everybody talked about the CDI game after it was announced that Echoes of Wisdom was going to be starring Zelda instead of Link. Which is fine. It's fine. Hand pretzlers, though. I gotta say, Gungeon hurts my hands a lot more than Rogue Legacy 2 does, and I've rebound things to make it less hurtful. Less pain. Two of them star Zelda. One's animated, and the other is a weird photo collage live action. I don't remember a photo collage one. What is this photo collage one? We're not gonna take this thing out with a flare gun. Do you really have nothing better for me than... No? Okay. We're gonna try with the flare gun. The CDI one, either Faces of Faces of Evil or Wand of Gamelon. Those are the CDI ones, right? And I can never remember which one stars Zelda and which one stars Link. Ouch. One of them is one, the other is the other. And I do find both of them interesting, right? The fact that they exist. Someone thought that it was a good idea. I don't know. Someone agreed to have those things made. Which is always fascinating to me, right? Like, I love games. I love that games are made. Especially the weird ones that don't make any sense. The ones that shouldn't have been made are my favorite games. Games that are popular? I don't know. Like, a lot of my streams end up being shovelware from some company or another, or some small indie developer, right? Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yes, okay, very good. So, I get it, right? Anyone who makes a game, I don't care how bad it is. If it's fun, it's fun. Faces is Link, Wand is Zelda. Zelda's Adventure. I don't remember Zelda's Adventure. Is that like, Mario is Missing? Or like Mario Hotel? What was that game called? I think it was Mario's Missing. Where, it was basically just a learning game. I'm not counting those kind of games, you know? I feel like learning games... It's interesting, right? There seems to be this push in education and other things. Like I said, healthcare. Obviously healthcare, education, time management. All these different things are trying to make them into games. I don't want that. I don't want my healthcare being turned into a game. I don't want my education being turned into a game. I want them to be separated. I want to enjoy gaming, and I want to hate healthcare. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want them to be the same thing. Is that so wrong? Maybe it's wrong. Maybe I'm the strange one. Probably am. Maybe I'm just crazy. Mario's Missing is so dire. Carmen Sandiego was right there. Yeah. You're absolutely right. I don't even know if many people remember Carmen Sandiego. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Like, that's right up there with, Captain Planet, where if you didn't grow up in America at the right time, you have no idea what I'm talking about if I say, yeah, I love the Planeteers, and you can be one too. Remember not to use air conditioning because they use dangerous CFC coolants, right? It's like very 90s, very 80s kind of coded content there, where these references are just not going to make sense if you are not American. Yeah. But I did used to watch, like, a lot of Captain Planet. A lot of Captain Planet. And I'm not even apologetic about it, right? Like, I really enjoyed Captain Planet. Which is ironic, because I don't really care about the planet. As far as I'm concerned, the planet wants plastic. The planet must consume plastic. And the more plastic we give the planet, the happier it'll be, right? And the more we send CFCs into the atmosphere to destroy our ozone layer, the happier the planet will be. I'm sure that's the case. Make X software less... Yeah, they could make a lot of software just less horrible to use. Focus on the user experience. Wouldn't that be a shocker? Yes, yes. Web portals. Great, fantastic. God, I hate web portals. Web portals are like the worst thing to happen to medicine. Like, don't get me wrong. People should be aware of any kind of health intervention that they are undergoing, right? Informed consent is a great idea. Web portals are not. Web portals just seem like a mess. They seem like a hassle. They seem like a security risk. Another Crab's Treasure. I actually was considering buying that. I was actually considering playing it. I heard it was Souls-like, right? Like a very easy Souls-like. I ended up just buying Dark Souls 1 Remastered for the Switch. Yeah. But it's true, like, maybe microplastics, in addition to making us infertile, makes us stronger, right? Like, it doesn't have to all be bad. Maybe there's a trade-off there. And who knows? Maybe we can cast spells, right? If you're infertile, you're getting that much closer to being an internet wizard, right? Yeah. Yeah. That step closer. I really don't know. I don't really care about the species, if I'm being honest. Like, whatever happens to us, it's just like, maybe. I don't want to be a super mutant. I can tell you that much. I don't want to be a ghoul or a super mutant, but I wouldn't mind being... Oh, you know what? There are also centaurs that I don't want to be. I don't want to be a centaur. But if I were just a human in Fallout, that'd be fine, you know? Slightly irradiated, maybe some mild, I don't know, genetic disorders from all of the radiation. Tell you what, I also got all of the Fallout games, okay, not all of them, Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Fallout 3, and Glitch Chest. This is rare. I have never actually opened one of these. Let's see what we got. Hello? You'd be down with being a ghoul or a super mutant? I don't know. Super mutants lose their mind. Oh, we just restart the floor, okay. That's fine. Oh. Oh, just go to the boss. That's slightly less fine. Glitchy beholster? Is that 2 beholsters? I can't tell. I don't want to be a super mutant, right? I think being a super mutant is kind of like... A, they're not going to be able to reproduce. That was the whole problem with Master's plan, right? That they're infertile. Which is fine, right? Maybe I don't want to reproduce. But at the same time, like, the cognitive decline on both of those is not great. Yeah, yeah. Like one of the Night Stalkers. Oh, who was that? Oh, he was the Master's friend. The one that turned into a tree in Fallout New Vegas. Yeah. Yes, exactly. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've played any kind of Fallout. I did buy them on sale. So I have Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout Tactics. Which is great, if I ever want to play those. If I ever do play those for the channel, I want to do an Idiot Savant build. I feel like Idiot Savant builds are the best, right? Like, you just smash things and somehow it works out. High luck, high strength, no intelligence. Completely incomprehensible. I've never... Ouch. Never actually finished an Idiot Savant build gameplay, right? Like, I always go high AP. And I always go into VATS. And I always just try to win. But no. If I ever do Fallout for the channel, it's going to be roleplay. It would be fun. Like, maybe I would think I was a super mutant, right? Oh, I have a lot of great ideas for content that I want to do for the channel. I just have to get around to it, right? Love RPGs where luck stat has a high impact. You know what? I love RPGs where choices actually matter. Sorry, Bethesda. It doesn't count. If you don't have a choice, it doesn't matter. There was what was it? New Vegas. New Vegas had the Hoover Dam, where you had to turn off something, but you would get irradiated, and you would die, and that'd be the end of the game. Or you could get a companion to do it, and they would die. But there was a perk in New Vegas where if you grabbed it, you would be immune to irradiation or something. And I always thought it was terrible that you couldn't just use that perk in that specific instance. And it turns out, if you get the DLC, you can. They just didn't have it in the base game, which seems kind of bad, but it's still better than a lot of Fallout 4, as far as I'm concerned. I kinda don't like Fallout 4. Like, I don't care. I also don't like Skyrim. I have never played Skyrim. I am never going to play Skyrim. I played Oblivion quite a bit. I play Morrowind. I played Morrowind quite a bit as well. Love the mud crabs, you know? Love all the giant crabs. Love all of that. But, Skyrim, you're not gonna get me to pay full price for a game that is from who knows how... When did Skyrim come out? It came out during the Wii era, right? Yeah. I'm not gonna pay full price for a Wii era game just because I never played it before. It's not gonna happen, Todd. You're not gonna get me. I'm not gonna do it. It's not fair. It's not fair, Todd. I don't want it. Please make a new game. Maybe then I'll pay for it. And I know there are options where I don't have to pay for it, right? But at the same time, I don't really care enough to buy it. Or to emulate it. Jetpack. We can just fly now. Oh, hello! We got a little alien fella. I kind of want the jetpack, if I'm being honest. Play Romancing Saga? Ooh. I have not played it. It's been on... Ouch. It's been on sale. Like, I keep routinely seeing it on sale for the Nintendo Switch. I watch those sales very, very close. Ooh. I want that. I want that a lot. And I saw Romancing Saga 2 was on sale. I can't get in there. There's no reason. There's nothing I can do. Yeah. So I saw that was on sale. And it is on sale right now. I've never played it. I have not heard anything about it. I just looked at the title and said to myself, that's a strange title, right? I'm probably not going to click on that. I have been looking at one game in particular that I'm not quite sure if I want to buy or not. If I buy it, it's going to be a one-stream kind of game. Which I think is pretty cool. Shotgun full of love. Okay. Sure. Don't have a secret room there. Maybe here? Maybe here. Nope. Easiest one to get into. Inner Freak Break Free. I know I'm a VTuber, and VTubers kind of get... Technically, I'm a PNG tuber, but PNG tubers are VTuber, you know? We get this bad rap about being freaks. I'm not. I'm not actually a freak. Can you believe it? I'm just a normal person. I'm actually just a normal, regular person. Ouch, you can't dodge roll with the jetpack. Very unfortunate. So, I get it. Like, if people think that I'm a freak because I'm a PNG tuber, sure, makes sense. Unfortunately, what I am is just very boring, right? I don't know how I feel about letting my freak break free. I think it'd probably be fine. I wouldn't mind playing a game like that. I've played a lot of strange games. I've been Jekyll, I've been It, I've been Hyde. I've been Clown-Eyed, you know? So, you know, there's a lot of variation here. Even if I'm not a freak, I could play one. Isn't that surprising that, you know, Clown-Eyed isn't really me? None of these people are really me except for Hyde, you know? And, hold hold on. I feel like we have to do this the real way. Ignore what's on the screen. There we go. You know, sometimes Clown Hyde, he's gotta be let free, you know? Just let the inner freak out. It's easy to risk playing weird games when they're free on itch. Well, you know, the interesting thing about itch is, again, that's the vision of an indie artist out there. And the indie artists out there, I really respect what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring something inside of their head, outside of their head. And I've always wanted to do the same kind of thing with my content. I just haven't been able to do it. I'm not there yet. I've been at this game for maybe a year and a couple months now. Going on 2 years. And I'm still not happy with my content. And to tell you the truth, I got a lot of plans that I just never followed through on. I haven't been able to, which is unfortunate. But I'm getting there, right? I'm getting there. Eventually, once my computer's fixed, or, you know, I get things done, and the holidays are over, maybe I'll start working on content like I want to. Here I am, just trying to get through the holidays, as it were. I really hate being through the holidays like this. It's not that I hate the holidays. I really like them. I like the food, I enjoy family. But at the same time, they're very busy for me. And I gotta do things that aren't really content related. Like, the other day I was doing laundry just because I expect to be out a lot in the next coming weeks, you know? I expect to be spending time with family and friends, and yeah, I just expect to not be able to do laundry for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So I really gotta get that done. And I did. And I still gotta do Christmas cookie baking, because for whatever reason, I'm a cookie baker for the holidays. Yeah, in a couple months? Oh yeah, you've been around for a while, plus minus. That's absolutely true. I can't remember when exactly you showed up, but I can't remember yesterday either. I wish I could remember things. I can't even remember what I'm talking about most of the time, can I? I always find it surprising when people stick around for my content. Like, why are you still here? You know? Like, I'm glad you're here. I always enjoy talking with you. But at the same time, like, why? Why are you here over elsewhere, you know? It's one of those kind of things. And, yeah, I'm not gonna complain about it. But, yeah. Holidays are stressful for you too. I'm glad to hear other people are stressed too. I'd hate for it to only be me, you know? Let's commiserate about being stressed over the holidays. Cookie bacon? Oh yeah, yeah. That reminds me of Adventure Time, right? Adventure Time with, bacon pancakes. Oh. Maybe you're old enough to remember. Epic Meal Time. One of the original YouTube shows that was really popular. They got a lot of viewers. Epic Meal Time. And it was just bacon and bacon and bacon on top of bacon. Oh, I feel the indigestion right now. Not even eating anything and I feel the indigestion. Probably not my coffee wine. No. Who knows? But Epic Meal Time, I think that was actually a response to Perfectly Ordinary Swedish Mealtime, which was a smaller YouTube channel. I'm not sure which one came first. I love Perfectly Ordinary Swedish Mealtime. Everything's just mayonnaise. And it really goes to show how much content is really just repetitions of the same old things over and over until it gets big. So it really doesn't matter who does it. It matters who gets noticed doing it, right? Starting sentence with dude. Dude, you gotta watch Epic Mealtime. They made a giant hamburger. They deep fried it. They covered it in bacon. Bacon strips, bacon strips, bacon strips, that kind of thing. Yeah, I remember. Good times. I don't know if I'd ever... I don't know. Like, Sometimes I feel like nostalgia is best left as nostalgia. Like, have you ever gone back to something you watched as a kid and you realized maybe it wasn't as good as you remember? Maybe it's fine to leave it as nostalgia, you know? That's how I feel sometimes. There we go. There's our secret room. Well, ammo ain't bad. I'll take ammo. We're gonna need another blank, though. Yeah, I don't know. There's a backpack. Backpack's pretty good. I don't think we want the blah 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 blah. Backpack, though. I think we've only made it to floor 2 so far. Maybe we made it to floor 3. I can't remember. I don't think we're gonna make it too much further. Like, I'm starting to feel it. Ouch. Yeah. This might be our last run of the night. I really do enjoy this game, though. Like, I'm just not very good at it. That's the irony of it, right? That's the joke. I love the game, I'm just very bad at it. That's okay, right? I'm a clown. It makes sense that I can be bad at things. YouTube nostalgia, that isn't painful. I don't feel too bad about Vlog Brothers. Yeah, YouTube skeptical. You mean things like Thunderfoot and Potholer 54, Wildwood Claire? All great channels, by the way. Thunderfoot kind of went crazy there, but otherwise, I do love Wildwood Claire and Potholer. Oh? Woo? I don't know what you're talking about. Pothole is still making content. I always wonder about Wildwood Claire, you know? She was such a nice old lady. I hope she's doing okay. I hope she's still alive. It'd be kind of sad if she weren't. But she was getting on in years, and I have to tell you, when I was studying geology in college, her content was really nice to have, right? Like, it was just a practical way of intergaging. Intergaging isn't a word. Interacting with geology in a mat, right? Like, I wouldn't understand calcite reactions so well if I went for her. And definitely the hydrothermal. That's not right. What am I looking for here? Thermal, something thermal. I'm looking for reaction temperature, endothermic reaction cycle, endothermic reaction specifics of calcite and chalk especially. Exposed to. Yeah. Oh, grift economy. But you know, I'm gonna switch back to Hyde for this. I don't want to disparage anyone, right? Like, I really love some of the science that Thunderfoot did, and still does, right? Like, he is one of the big people who looked into essentially like sodium and water reactions. So there's actual science there. Actual science, which is good. And I like. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Having actual science is good. But the fact of the matter is, I think he got lost in his own sauce. Garfield Eats guy? Intergaging for his app? I've never heard of Garfield Eats. The lasagna, John? The lasagna. Silver bullets are great. Silver bullets do more damage against bosses, which is always great. Oh god. A like. I can't avoid these things. Whether it be in Zelda or these games, I just can't avoid them. We'll open that. Gungeon ant? That's not great. You know, ants are full of formic acid. So if you pop one open, put it in your mouth, it'll taste a bit sour. Do I recommend eating ants? No. But plenty of primates do. And they're perfectly fine, you know? Yeah. Is it... Why am I going up there? I don't need to. I am clearly losing my mind tonight. And that's okay, you know? I expected this, you know? That was not the way that I wanted to open that. That's okay. I lost my mind. I had a fun time, but I think we're gonna end it there, you know? This is gonna be a shorter stream, and I expected to die as much as I did. I actually expected to play a few fewer times. We died a lot quicker than I'm used to. Go figure. Fast casual restaurant with a Garfield license. Orange lattes and bad lasagnas. Hardly ambitious business model. I see. I'm surprised that something like that would happen, right? Like, Garfield is a registered trademarked character. I kind of feel like that shouldn't happen. Yes, Diana, we're talking about eating ants. Ants are one of the best cookie ingredients out there. They're slightly sour with a nice protein crunch, right? Cloud mode enhance your Gungeon performance. That'd be the ironic joke of the night, wouldn't it? Trying to be less serious ends up being more serious. That's usually how it goes, though, for flow states, you know? Which one of these is Clown Hyde? Oh, you know what? He's on Numlock. There we go. Numlock 8. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah. Sorry about Andon, but it's gonna be a shorter stream tonight. Thanks for streaming. Well, thank you all for being here, you know. I love you all. I really do. And I know the holidays have been a bit stressful for probably all of us. And I know I haven't been putting out too much content. So if you wanted Hyde content, it's been kind of sparse. I apologize for that. I've gotten all of my Christmas shopping done. All I gotta do is Christmas bacon, Christmas gift wrapping, and then getting through the actual holidays themselves, which is the hardest part. After that, you know, just computer stuff I gotta fix. I've ordered pieces. We're gonna work through it, and hopefully we'll get through it. I love you all, but yeah, that's where we're gonna end it tonight. Sorry. See you all next time. But for now, Clown-eyed, out.